Hello and welcome to GBR. You find us today racing with the guys from the MRC in the Season 11 Infinity League. This is for League 2. We're in the Group 3 machinery for the final round of the series. And as you can see, we are at Grand Valley Highway 1. It's a same sort of track layout as Grand Valley used to be in, I think, GT4 and GT5, but the scenery has changed. And after 10 minutes of qualifying, we have, let me just, oh, I've lost it now. Where's it gone? There it is. Scott on pole in the Porsche. In second place, we have Golden Brownie in the Mercedes. In third place, we have Cooper in his beaten up Ferrari. In fourth place, we have Brucey in the second Mercedes. In fifth place, we have Staffy in the Porsche. In sixth place, we have RCMB in the Honda. In seventh place, we have Ice in Genesis. In 8th, we have Jahinio in the Honda. And in 9th place, we have Fast JMS in his Time Attack Nissan. It's only 9 drivers for this round, which is a bit of a shame come the end of the season, hoping to have a few more than that. I'm just going to check my YouTube to make sure I'm coming through live before we get going. Yes, we are. Yep, that's coming through, lovely. Right, so let's jump to the front and get these guys going for an hour around Grand Valley Highway 1 for the final race of the season. Away we go, lights are out. Cooper there's got a good start, he's got past Scott already, going alongside Golden Brownie up towards turn 1. There you go, side by side between these two. Brucey there, he's jumped his way up to third place, so Scott's had an awful start there off the line, maybe just didn't want to jump start it. As we head down the hill now, and everyone seems to have got through nicely. Kicking up the dust there, looks like from Ice as we come through. Oh, he's gone a bit too hot into that corner, hopefully he doesn't wipe out Fast. No, Fast just takes avoiding action there, coming into that right hand hairpin. But Cooper leads the way as we coming into the infield section, getting it a little bit tail happy there through that double left hander. Golden Brownie sticking right up behind him. Scott's got past Brucey into third place now. So at the front four, Cooper's got rows and mediums both. Golden Brownie, Scott, Brucey all got rows and mediums, and then softs. RCMB racing on the softs. He's trying to make his way up through the field as quickly as he can. Smashes the wall coming onto the bridge, does RCMB. Not what you want to be doing. Luckily he didn't pick up any damage there, because it's fairly easy to do so. Jahinio there, he's on the racing mediums. Staffy both gone, same as his teammate, racing mediums and racing softs. Fast JMS racing mediums, and Ice has gone racing mediums and racing softs. So really trying to different few strategies coming out here from these guys, but Cooper and Golden Brownie exiting the tunnel, literally nose to tail. Golden Brownie falls to the right hand side of Cooper as we cross the line to start lap 2. Scott's going to try and get in on the action as well. A little bit of a bump there between the two of them as they come into the braking zone, quite easily done with the loss of traction a little bit on the braking, but Cooper's got overtaken now by Scott as we're coming down the hill. Brucey's looking around the outside. Is he going to make that move work? Yes, he is. Brucey's made that work through the outside, so RCMB, will he try and move on? Cooper he seems to be struggling at the beginning of this lap so far. But two Mercedes and a Porsche top 3 at the moment. Jahinio there in 6th place, just a little bit behind his teammate. I think he's got past Staffy. No, he hasn't. He has just stayed ahead of Staffy that round. And Staffy's got fast JMS right behind him. So these 9 drivers all still within a couple of seconds of each other. Nice there in the Hyundai, just biding his time, getting his way round. Obviously, I did miss round 7 of the comms, which Ice did win that round in the Group 4 at Deep Forest Raceway. So a good result there the last time for Ice. And RCMB, he's got up 2 places. Let's just look back to see how he's done that. He's got past Brucey. Look like Brucey there, might have just got a little bit of a tank slapper coming through that infield section. And RCMB took his opportunity and got past. And it looks like he's got a good drive coming out onto the bridge of Cooper. That'll be the Racing Softs working for RCMB at the moment and working his way up the field. Now he's into 3rd place. Now will he try and catch up to Scott and Golden, just up ahead from him, not too far, but obviously only at the end of lap 2 now. 3.5 minutes of the race, so not really much time to pull out a lead. But Scott's looking racy there behind Golden Brownie. Really going to try and make the move around the outside, but it looks like he will. They are side by side as they're coming across the start-finish line, either side of that yellow line. Scott puts the fastest lap, RCMB goes even faster. Scott does he keep it? Oh, he does, like he's been run out too wide, he's on into the wall. That's going to give RCMB a run down the hill to get ahead of Scott now. So RCMB within 1 lap, he's overtaken 3 people and making his way up towards Golden Brownie. Cracking view there from helicopter cam. As they're coming into the 2nd hairpin, Scott's gone a little bit deep there. It's trying to allow Cooper to close up that gap to that Porsche just ahead of him. But RCMB right up to the rear end of Golden Brownie now. Brucey there in 5th. Staffy's got ahead of Jahinio. These 4, just a little bit of a gap between them, and Brucey in 5th place, just ahead of them. Could be the tyres, because they are mediums and softs, so RCMB is the only one that's on the soft, both front and rear. So some of these guys that have started on the mediums, both front and rear, will have to go to softs at some point. Staffy there, right behind him, we've got Jahinio. Did have a look at it coming on to the bridge, but couldn't do anything about it. He'll probably try it down the start-finish straight. Fast MS just slipping in behind. But Brucey just behind Scott, so Scott's been overtaken by Cooper now. So Cooper looks like he's on a move, or Scott had a little bit of a mistake, but RCMB having in. Is he going to have a look on the inside of Golden Brownie? He is. We saw what happened to Scott just a lap ago between him and Golden Brownie. It didn't really pay out too well for him. It doesn't look like it's going to pay out well for RCMB. He's having to slip in back behind Golden Brownie as we're coming down the hill once again through these S's. Very much a single file line as they come down. So RCMB can't do much as they're coming through there. Cooper there having to defend from Scott into the 2nd hairpin, just holding him off there as they come into this infield section. So we'll do a lap guide a little bit later on once the all this close racing action has died down a little bit. Staffy Fast JMS has got ahead of Jahinio now into 7th place. That's Jahinio on. They're both on racing medium, so he's just about maybe a little error, like a Crossing a little bit too deep on the entry to that corner there. But, got it facing forward and going the right way. Golden Brownie's still holding off RCMB. Cooper, Brucey's got ahead of Scott now. Scott's picked up a half-second penalty. So that probably through the infield section, it's quite easy just to run both tyres over that white line, but we'll see if RCMB will try for a different move for this lead of the race as they're coming across the line now to start lap 5. He pulls to the right hand side, just enough room there on the entry to turn 2. And turn 1 is that little quick left, but couldn't get past Golden Brownie there, holding off. Once again, Cooper there, he's got a little bit of a gap now to Brucey behind him, so he'll be able to focus on trying to catch up to these front 2 ahead of him. Staffy there in 6th place, he's now got Fast GMS behind him. Fast GMS has picked up a half-second, that'll be put down the S's, just running it 2 wheels or 4 wheels over that white line. Ice has been able to get ahead of Jahinio now. So Jahinio seems to just be struggling while his teammate is battling for the lead. And that'll be the difference in tyre compounds between the 2 Honda drivers. Golden Brownie's gone fastest lap of the race so far, but RCMB is definitely pressuring him at the moment. For this first place, he pulls to the right hand side as we come into the final sector of the race there, and RCMB into the lead now. So will he be able to pull away from Golden Brownie? Now he's got a bit of clear air. Golden Brownie had a little bit of mistake there through this last chicane, probably following someone just unsighted through that right hander. But Cooper, he's now got Brucey right behind him, so Brucey's had a good infield section to catch up to Cooper. All it takes is, as you saw from that Golden Brownie, just running it a little bit deep on one corner and you lose at least a second on the car, either in front or behind you. But, Cooper defending into turn 2 there. They've just hit tapping the wall on the exit as they come down the run through the S's. Once again, Scott there in 5th place. Obviously, I will run through the table at the end of the from the end of the season, so that everyone can see where they all finished. Obviously, it's going to be hard because obviously we did have a few drivers, obviously not for this race, so won't be able to see everyone's car. Staffy there in 6th, just behind his teammate. So Scott's not had the greatest of starts. He started in pole and he's down to 5th place, but so many more laps to go of this race. 1 hour race, it's all about preserving them tyres and maybe the fuel to see if you can try and do less pit stops and the guys around you, or your strategy will work later on in the race. Ice there up to 7th place. Fast seems to have just dropped off. I think that was from that half-second penalty. He's just dropped in from the slipstream of Jahinio and Ice in front of him. Because there's a lot of corners, but there's a lot of fast parts as well, where being in the slipstream will help keep with the guy in front of you. After losing a bit of dirty air through the twisty sections. There doing a nice job just to keep Jahinio behind him. Probably got Staffy in front, just a nice little orange carrot dangling in front of him to try and catch up to of Staffy. And Brucey's been passed by Scott now, so I don't know if Brucey had a mistake here. He's a couple of seconds off that round. I guess he picked up a penalty, and that's what's caused Scott to just get past, but Scott's jumped straight up to the rear end of Cooper ahead of him and doing the fastest lap as well, 48.878. and Cooper done a 49. Yeah, so pretty much a second quicker Scott was than Cooper last time round. What are these guys doing? 49 dead and a 49 dead. So yeah, the front two are just pulling away from the rest of the pack at the moment. But since RCMB's got into the lead, he has been able to pull. What's the lap time? It's about 2 seconds he's pulled over Golden Brownie so far. So just keeping that distance, probably just above the slipstream. But looking at his tyres for RCMB, they are fairly. The rears are a little bit more worn than Golden Brownie softs, but the fronts are massively worn. I think it's the front tyres that take the hit around this circuit. A lot of fast right-handers, which puts all the pressure on that left-hand side of the car. Especially obviously going downhill, it's going to put even more pressure on that left-hand side, especially through turn 4. Cooper there in 3rd place, just ahead of Scott there in 4th. And Brucey there seems to, did he do a faster lap? Yeah, he's a couple of tenths quicker that time round. So he's also just had a little incident on lap 6 to drop him down to 5th place. A little bit, it's very hard there because you are carrying so much speed into that hairpin. Gets it nice and tail happy coming out of it. That's Brucey, but that is his driving style. He likes it loose. It doesn't help with the car as well. It is a very rear happy car. Ice there in 7th place. He's broken away a little bit from Juninho behind, and just looks like he's keeping that gap to Staffy around the same at the moment, both on the same tyre compounds. So there's no real advantage on grip levels. RCMB is the only one with the real grip levels compared to everyone else being on them racing softs. Juninho there, so it's just dropped off the back of Ice at the moment. Fast Gemus in 9th place. He just had his fastest lap of the race so far, a 150.1. So now the car's, was he at halfway fuel nearly, with 15 minutes of the race gone. So it looks like a lot of these guys are going to be able to make the fuel last. It's whether they'll be able to make the tyres last. Seeing that RCMB, he's just under half a tank, so near enough as close to it for 15 minutes of racing to make it a one stop. But the tyres, they could be telling a different story. I think everyone's either on or yeah, so it's only RCMB that's actually below the halfway mark of fuel. Everyone's either on it or just above. So yeah, they all are looking like they're going to be doing our one stop. For the time being, what's happened with Brucey? Brucey's got another half-second penalty. It's unfortunate for Brucey. He was pretty cemented in that 5th place so far. Just going out wide, obviously I'm guessing probably through the S's again and getting a bit of dirt on his tyres, running through deep on the hairpin. Staffy has been able to move up into 5th place now, and have missed Scott's got past Cooper as well. So Scott's now going to, he's already broken that gap to Cooper. I think it must be well over a second already. Was it done? Yeah, it must have been done probably on the last lap. Yeah, it must have been lap 8, I reckon. That Scott got past Cooper, and Scott's pulled his purple sector over the tunnel. So we'll see if Scott can keep that purple as he comes through the final corner, through the tunnel, into the sunlight here in America. What does Scott do? 8,000 slower that time round, so he's definitely giving it all he can give at the moment to try and catch up to the front two. jump on board. There's Golden Brownie in front of him, so you can see him. So it isn't mission impossible to try and catch up. But when you can't see the car and you just think, how far are they ahead? But when you can see him, little snippets like that of a second or so going into a corner, you know you've got a chance of trying to catch up. And you'll probably see RCMB there on the left hand side, going into this infield section. So I say Scott's got that Merc just in front of him, same as Golden's got RCMB still not too far ahead. RCMB hasn't really broken away too much, but I think he's used all them tyres trying to get past everyone, and now he's struggling for that grip around, especially corners like that where you need to get the power on early to get onto this straight. He's just having to wait and then put the power on, which is probably a little later than the guys on the medium tyres. So he's only really gaining it through probably the entries and mid part of the corner. He's not gaining it on the exits of corners as they come through to finish lap 10 already. Absolutely amazing. We've done 10 laps of this track, and everyone's being nice and close. It's starting to spread out a bit, but obviously pit stops will be coming, I'd say, in about 10 minutes. I'm not too sure about RCMB. If he can make these tyres last, then he's in a good place in the race to get a podium position, maybe the win. And obviously the guys that started, like Golden Brownie, Scott, Brucey and Staffy with mediums and softs, they're going to have to run mediums again on the front, because that's technically classed as using the softest compound available. Tyre fairly similar between the two of them, between Golden Brownie and Scott. Cooper there, he's just dropped off the back now of Scott. He's doing 150s. Yeah, Scott, he's gone purple for lap 10, just a second, 10th and a half quicker lap time round, where Cooper is in the 50s now, so he's probably trying to struggle by the looks of it, trying to get that power down, because that Ferrari is normally pretty stable. Staffy there, he's in the 49, so he's been catching up to Cooper as well. So he'll be probably trying to look to get past Cooper before the pit stop comes. Just so he's got the advantage in the pit box. Bruce there, he's dropped off a little bit there, 153 there. That would have been the lap he had that penalty, and probably a little bit of an off. But if you can try and get some decent lap times down, maybe dip back into the 49s, he'll have a chance of potentially getting the podium later on in the race, catching up to the guys in front. Jahino there in 7th place, so he's been able to get past Ice, and SMS was just behind them, so these three having a nice little ding-dong battle here for 7th, 8th and 9th. Ice there just goes for a move up the inside, but just can't pull it off. I thought it was a little bit late on the brakes coming in. Oh, there we go. There's going to be a penalty for Fast MS. He's got dirty tyres. Is he going to hit anyone? No, he's not. Oh, there's a bit of a kerfuffle between Ice and Jahino into the hairpin, and I think that also caught Fast out coming in. Didn't really know what was going to happen between Ice and Jahino, so it's unlucky for Fast there, but he also did get that penalty before the incident happened. Ice thought it was his fault that he ended up spinning out as well, but I think that might have been on Fast's mistake coming down the S's, just having dirty tyres. But these two will both serve a half-second penalty. That will drop them quite a bit off the back now of Jahino. As he's going across the bridge. But we'll see if how far has RCMB. He's not got much left on his tyres. I don't think it'll be long before he comes into the pit. No, he is coming to the pit now. So that is RCMB into the pit. He'll be going for a 2-stop. He will not be able to make the fuel last for, what, 38 minutes. But that's allowed Golden Brownie to go back into the lead. Scott now has really caught up to the rear end of Golden Brownie. Golden Brownie's kept in the low 50s, high 49s, but Scott's just been able to do high 48s, low 49s. So yeah, about a second quicker a lap at the moment is Scott than Golden Brownie. Just been able to use all that tyre more than Golden Brownie can. Cooper there just keeping ahead of Staffy now. So the two Porsches are pressurising the cars in front of them. Cooper's gone out deep coming into this infield section. That's going to hold Staffy up. There's not really many overtaking opportunities. Through this mid part of the track, Cooper's gone out very wide. He's going to get a half-second penalty for that for sure, going out that wide. Or the game deems that he didn't gain an advantage. By the looks of it, maybe he was too wide and was slower than you would be if you just kept it inside them white lines. But now we're going to have to defend coming into this final sector of the race track. But Staffy, knowing that Cooper's going to have dirty tyres and not being able to have much grip, but Cooper does hold off. There was a little bit of a tap there through the middle part of, that would be through the dirty tyres of Cooper's car. But Staffy all over that rear end, trying to find a way past. And just up the front we've got Scott and Brownie as they're coming up towards turn 1 and 2. Scott's gone for the insides. Is he going to make this move work? Looks like he will be able to this time round. Tried this before. And Staffy is going side by side. He's got past Cooper coming into turn 2, but Cooper's been able to hold it on the inside there. Staffy just lost a little bit through the mid part of the track, back corner. Prixie there in 5th place. He's just dropped off the back of these two. Doing 51, low 51s. So yeah, he's still got the pace. These two, where they're going to be fighting, they're going to be losing time, which will allow Brucey to catch up. Chahino there, a little bit on his own in 6th place. Past JMS in 7th. Ice in 8th place. Got a half-second penalty. RCMB, he's come out of the pits. He's put on his racing medium, so I know he's done a lap or so, lap and a half. Looks like he's still struggling to get the temperature into them tyres at the moment. Golden Brownie's back into the lead, so he's obviously taken Scott, and I know it was Scott that went deep on the second hairpin, which just allowed Golden Brownie to get back past. So all that work from Scott to catch up to that rear end of Golden Brownie. He's got to do it all over again for a second time, and he's going to try and get it, I guess, before they think about coming to the pit. They've both got the same amount of fuel. Tyres, Scott's got a little bit less on the rear, but a little bit more on the front, so probably why Scott's just been able to catch up a tiny bit in the corners, having that little bit more grip than Golden Brownie. Cooper there, still pulled out a bit of a gap over Staffy. Maybe Staffy's struggling to get the power down on them soft tyres. Now they are fairly warm. Prissy there, sort of in the same boat as Staffy as well. Tyre wear about the same. Tahino there, he's still got quite a lot of fuel. Yeah, he's got a quarter of a tank left. A lot of other guys have got less than that. Cooper's got a quarter of a tank as well. Fast JMS, he's down to an eighth of a tank left, so he won't be long before he comes in. Obviously in RCMB he's already pitted, so Yeah, when will these guys think about coming in? Will it be this lap, or will they go for try and go for one more? It looks like they've got enough fuel to make it to the end on a one stop. Scott, yeah, he's definitely closing in on that back end of Golden Brownie now. How will he do through that final chicane and onto technically the start finish straight, because you don't let off the throttle at all out of that chicane as you're coming up the hill here through this little tunnel. Will Scott go for the move again on Golden Brownie? Will Golden Brownie try and defend it? Golden Brownie's just going to sit in the middle of the road. It's hard to cover the whole road. Scott's gone past, or is he? Side by side coming into turn 2. And Scott does get ahead of Golden Brownie once again into the same corner. Can't really defend every line possible into there. Got to defend on the left hand side and hope they make a mistake on the brakes, but Golden Brownie goes out wide there. Will that be a penalty for Golden Brownie as he went through the S's? That'll probably be the dirty air. Yes, it will. Dirty air running through them S's. Just going to do Golden dirty there. Cooper there. He's just pulled a little bit over Staffy when Staffy went into third place for a brief second, and Staffy then just really struggled on them tyres to make them get back into the heat window. Brucey there in 5th place, so a little bit lonely there at the moment. Since that lap that he had, what was it, lap 9, where he had a 153, just dropped him off the back of Staffy and Cooper. He's just not been able to catch up. It shows the consistency and how equal everyone is in this league. Make one little mistake and that is it, you really can't catch up. And when that race is an hour long, that's quite hard to try and come back from. Fast MS, he looks like he's going to be able to come into the pit, but he has been caught by Jahino has been caught by Fast MS, so definitely a good couple laps between the two of them in terms of fuel. Oh, Scott's coming, Golden Brownie's come into the pit, so is this the time that everyone's coming in? Both their fuel lights are on. Cooper goes round, he's got enough fuel to keep going. Staffy's gone round as well. Brucey's come into the pit. His fuel light wasn't even on, but the tyres definitely were telling him to. Tahino goes round again. Fast MS, he's into the pit. RCMB, we know he's not going to be coming in. He's already pitted, but we know he's got to pit at some point again. We'll probably make him go for about 20 minutes on each set of tyres, just to balance it out. And Ice has come into the pit as well, so that is 5 guys that have come into the pit this time round. Obviously RCMB's already pitted, so we've got 3 more people to pit with Cooper, Staffy and Jahino. Oh, Staffy, is that the tyres? You've just gone one too many laps. Let's go on chase cam. What happened with Staffy? Just started losing it coming into that right-hander. He's got plenty of time for Jay, who's behind, but that's going to cost him, what's that going to cost him? About 10 seconds I would say, between Cooper and Staffy, which isn't what he wants to see. He was hoping just to try and push that extra lap to try and jump Cooper in the pits maybe. Obviously with him being on this, just having that soft rear, but Cooper's going to have to come out on the softs, so we'll see what Cooper does when that happens. But RCMB, he's jumped everyone, so he does technically stay out in first, but he has got another pit stop to do. And Scott isn't too far behind. Can Scott see him? Yes, Scott can see him coming across the bridge. Golden Brownie doing a 360 spin out onto the bridge. What did Golden Brownie do there? Coming through this left-hander on this right, can we see on the outlap. Just lights up the rear tyres And that's it, spins it around. The flags are being flown from the marshals, but only lost his pride, nothing else there. But didn't lose any positions to Brucey behind, so Brucey in 7th now. Staffy has come into the pit, so will Brucey be able to leapfrog Staffy after Staffy had that little incident through the infield? RCMS there in 8th place. Ice there in 9th, and Cooper, he's gone round again, so he's got enough fuel to go around one more lap. Let's jump Staffy, he's coming out of the pit now. Will Brucey go flying past? You hear him go flying past, you can't see him. The graphics haven't loaded it. Where is Brucey? Brucey's already going out the apex of turn 2. Staffy's just coming in, so yeah, Staffy's lost quite a bit of time. What did he lose? He lost 12 seconds, roughly, in total on that lap in. Brucey done a 2:25 and he's done a Staffy's on 2:37. Quick maths, it may not be perfectly 12 seconds that he lost, but around that mark. I don't know what Golden Brownie lost to Scott, about 8 seconds through that one incident that he had. So, oh, I didn't realise Jay's gone round again as well. So 2 guys gone round for an extra lap. They've gone 2 more laps than the majority of the field. So will they be able to leapfrog themselves up? Cooper's gone round again for another lap. That is pretty incredible. Do 19 laps, yeah, like 35 minutes of racing for Cooper, just on a set of medium, so he should be able to make them softs as long as he looks after them, make them work till the end of the race without having to pit. They've hit the fully red. And Jay goes round again as well, so these two putting in decent lap times and fuel saving at the same time. RCMB not too far behind his teammate, but these two, they both got a pit, so technically Jahino has one up on his teammate at the moment, but RCMB will be going to softs, and so will Jahino. So it will be about driver pace when they're both on the soft tyres, but RCMB won't have to probably put as much fuel in as Jahino, so it will be interesting to see what happens there. Scott there in 4th place, he's now got a nice buffer over Golden Brownie. Probably will leapfrog Jahino and RCMB. Cooper is a bit of a mystery, he's quite a bit of a further ahead than 2nd and 3rd currently, so see where Cooper comes out in relation. Golden Brownie there in 5th place. Brucey in 6th, Staffy 7th at the moment, RCMS in 8th, and Ice in 9th place. Alright, Cooper's got to be coming in this lap. He's got a pixel of fuel left in his car, probably be about 1%, 2% when he comes into the pit. Alright, we'll see Jahino, he's in the same boat as well. He's got a pixel of fuel left, probably less than Cooper by the looks of it. See what his fuel comes into. Yeah, 1%. So RCMB been caught by. Oh, RCMB had a spin coming out of the chicane. And at the end of the lap, did he just get on the curb and no, he just lit up the rear tyres and just scraped into the wall. Gets going again, keeps out of the way of Scott, but Scott's got to go around the outside, but RCMB's got damage on that front right, so that's not going to help the strategy of trying to do a 2-stop compared to everyone else's 1-stop. Cooper, let's jump on with Cooper's with 97% in, so not a full tank, and he's going, let's see, Scott's gone through, RCMB's gone through, Golden goes through, So Cooper comes out into 4th place currently. Obviously got the RCMB pits lead to 3rd. So Scott's now into the lead of the race. Eugenio, he's put 91% in. He's coming out of the pit. He's going to be not too far behind Fast JMS. About a corner's worth between the two of them. Just trying to see, there's no real close battles on track at the moment. Everyone seems to have a nice little bit of space in front of them. RCMB, he's got half a tank of fuel left, so he could go probably to about 45, maybe make it 50 minutes and just have a little quick splash of fuel, change your tyres to put some softs on and go again. Or is he just going to try and use the softs to best of their capability and do about 20 minutes, so he'll probably come in maybe a lap or two's time, just top a little bit of fuel up and put some nice hot sticky softs on. And yeah, Cooper did go to the softs, so he was going to be potentially closing in up on Golden Brownie ahead of him, who is on the mediums, got less fuel than Cooper, so it will be interesting to see if, seeing that Cooper went longer, you'd think he wouldn't need as much fuel as Golden ahead of him, or is he now just going flat out, rev the car to maximum, just to try and catch up to Golden Brownie ahead of him. To be a true test now with the lap times now. This is his first flying lap on them softs. To see if he can catch up to Golden Brownie in front of him. We'll see Golden. Yeah, they're all doing now in the Scott's just on a 49.8, but they're all in the 50s. Stuff here 49.6. Yeah, they're all around the 50 mark now. However, the track temperature's getting really hot. It did start, I think it was late morning this race, so it'd be, early afternoon now into this race, and the track will be red hot. Tyres will be screaming to be cooled down. RCMB just not too far behind Scott after that little incident that he did have. So I do feel obviously RCMB will have to pit. He's got the least fuel of anyone on track at the moment. And yeah, that 19 at 158.7, so he did lose a bit of time on that instant, but as I did say, I will do a lap guide. I'll do it from hood cam, or bonnet cam, sorry. Come through the last corner, pit entry there on the right hand side as we come on to start lap 22. Cross the line up through this left hander, about the 300 mark, that's where you want to start braking. Tip it into this long right hander. And you blast it down the hill. The short course is there to the right hand side, just through that little valley. But the long course goes down this long sweeping S-bend and then into a heavy braking zone. About 350 or so, you start braking into the second hairpin. And you come out of here and then you head in towards the infield. The short course will just join you here on that track there on the right hand side. That's where the short course joins you. And through this double right hander into a horrible left. It's a lot tighter, I'm sure, than it used to be. And through this little tunnel into this left hand, and the short course carries straight on right there in towards the last tunnel. This another long left hander, this one, and then onto a right hander and across the bridge and into the tunnel. But be careful of that barrier on the left hand side. You can see there on the right a little buzzard flying, or eagle. You do sometimes see them coming out of this tunnel as well, flying low into this final chicane, and then once again coming across this bridge, and you will see the short track join on the right hand side there, so you do cut off quite a bit doing the shorter track, which isn't raced as much as this full course at Grand Valley. So that is a lap of Grand Valley Highway 1. Thank you, Scott, for the lap guide, and that was a fastest lap as well, so pretty good time to join. RCMB comes into the pit. I did say probably do about 20 minutes then 20, wasn't far off. Scott Cooper, Golden Brownie, Brucey all get past him, see where he comes out in relation to his teammate, wasn't too far when Jahinio came in. But just looking at the lap time, Golden Brownie 49.5, Cooper 49.7, Brucey 49.5, so all doing similar lap times, and Cooper's on the soft tyres, so Cooper's not extracting as much as he could out of that car. Yeah, just lit Brucey and Golden literally same lap time, 2 1/1000ths of a second that time round, so Cooper's 2/10 slower. Staffy there 49.3, so they are, now the fuel's starting to drop, and they are getting these tyres, used to these tyres. They're getting some good lap times in now. They were in the 50s when they came out, and now they're getting down to the low 49s. Scott 48.5. Absolutely dominance performance in this second half of the race so far. Fast GMS there. Looks like he's struggling on them softs. It looks like he might have to pit again. He pitted halfway through the race, but them softs are already down, or nearly down to halfway on that front left. Eugenio taking it nice and easy on them softs, but he has only been a couple of laps on them. Of course, it's lap 3 or 4 for him, so nice and easy for him. RCMB on them nice new pair of softs. He's going to be catching up to his teammate, I'd say, rather quickly. Got more fuel, so he can rub it out a little bit more, get a little bit more power down the straights. Ice there in 9th place. Seems to just be struggling. It's either the car or the track or ice that he's just not been able to get a good pace out of it for this race, which is unfortunate after, I say, last week's win at Deep Forest that he had. Just get a quick drink. RCMB, as I say, not too far behind his teammate Jahinio, who just did his fastest lap of the race with 49.3, so that 0.8 slower than the fastest lap so far. Has Cooper been able to catch up? No, he's lost a little bit more time to Golden Brownie, so he's not really using them softs as best as he could. Brucey there lost a little bit of time. So you would expect to lose time to someone on softs. He picked up a half-second penalty, has Cooper. Probably through the S's there, the chicane at the end of the lap, just cutting into the bollards will give you a half-second penalty. Sometimes it does smack you with a 1 second, and that will really hurt. You lose about 2 seconds, I think, in total when you get a 1 second penalty. Did say it's fastest lap of the race, but when you get a penalty, it does not count. You have to do it without getting a penalty. So he caught up to Golden Brownie by about 6/10. So since the last, they've been about equal. Golden Brownie pulled out, and then he has just lost a little bit of time to Cooper. Scott there, who is about 8 or 9 seconds, looks like, ahead of Golden Brownie. So as long as you're sitting in the 50s, I think you'll be fine. Brucey there, he lost a bit more, about the same time as Golden Brownie. So Cooper was the yo-yo in between the two of them, but Staffy, he's closing in fast on Brucey. And they could build in 1 second, 2 seconds, the last 2 laps. So Staffy's really making them medium tyres work for him in this stint, trying to claw his way back behind Brucey, trying to really make that move before the checkered flag drops. And Cooper's not too far ahead, so if Cooper burns through his tyres quicker than he'd like, then obviously he has just served that half second, so that's going to close the gap to Brucey and Staffy behind quite nicely. You can just see 3 of them in that picture there for this final sector. Eugenio there, he's just got fast. Has had a stinker of a lap by the looks of it. He's just on a 52 and he's 2 seconds slower than Plus MB this time round, so his fastest tyres gone, and doesn't really have to think about coming into the pit again for a fresh set of boots before the checkered flag comes out. Nice there in 9th place. He's on the medium, he'll be fine for tyres, so I think it might just be the track. But RCMB, I've just noticed he's on the fastest side of the race of 48.2, so was that 3 seconds quicker than Scott? There, 3 tenths quicker than Scott, sorry. Yeah, so RCMB's definitely got the pace on them softs, but just obviously having that 2 stops really not worked for him in this race. Going on 49.8. Yeah, that penalty as well, so 49.7, 49.5, so Brucey had a couple of laps of not been able to catch up to Cooper, but now he's got Staffy right behind him. Brucey's pulled his finger up, and looks like he's got in some decent lap times. We're trying to think, he's got a chance to catch Cooper here, puts him under a bit of pressure, maybe make a few more mistakes, so Brucey could be looking at a top 3 here, with Cooper potentially suffering on them tyres in the last, we've got 11.5 minutes of the race to go, so we'll get over 30 laps, maybe to about 32, 33 laps I would think, with the lap times that these guys are doing. I may be completely wrong, I normally am. Me and lap times and working out how long we've got left is, you need to sit down for a good couple of minutes to figure it out normally. Trying to do it on the fly ain't gonna happen. Brucey, that's what you can see in the rear view mirror, is that a Porsche bearing down on him as he comes through the S's and into the second hairpin. Brucey's gone deep, can't see anything through the right hand. Staffy's gone past, so it looked like Brucey there just didn't want to get in the way of Staffy, knowing that Staffy has been catching up to him fairly quickly. Or thinks he'll sit behind and they'll both catch up to Cooper up ahead, and 2 people chasing down on you is going to put a lot more pressure on than just the one. So Cooper will be under a bit more of a threat. What was the lap times last time round? Yeah, Staffy was over a second quicker than Cooper, and there's about 3 or 4 seconds, so at that pace, looking at about lap 30, Staffy will be going for the move on Cooper, I would say, or because Cooper's tyres are going to be dropping off, so even more, there's a lot more wear on than Staffy's, and Staffy came in before, and Brucey's picked up a half second. That's not what Brucey wants. Trying to keep with Staffy and just pushing up a little bit too much is Bruce. It's just going to drop him off the back end and potentially out of Staffy's slipstream to try and catch up to the rear end of Cooper for the last 10 minutes of racing. He's got those still putting a decent lap time, so he doesn't need to. He's far enough out in the lead. He's over 10 seconds ahead, clear of Golden Brownie in second place. And Cooper there, how far is he behind? He's only about 3 or 4 seconds behind Golden Brownie. Nice that time, he was quicker as well. Staffy is about 4 seconds behind Cooper. Brucey, obviously you can see how far he is behind. 10 seconds to Jahinio in 6th place. About 4 seconds to Fast JMS in 7th. Obviously RCMB, he's come out of pit, he's about 9 seconds behind Fast. He had a 2:01 at some point. So RCMB set the fastest lap, and then he must have had a little incident on lap 26. And Hoist is about 7-8 seconds behind RCMB. So it's not all over for Icy. If RCMB or Fast potentially have a 10-15 second accident, that could pull Ice up a few spaces, because every place is an extra couple of points. And at the end of the season, they all do add up. And obviously, with this being the final round, it was still fairly close in the midfield for he was going to end like 3rd or 4th or even 5th, and even lower down as well. The real race is really between, I would say, Cooper and Staffy. Thank you, Staffy. Thank you for watching, mate. Yeah, so with Staffy, looks like he is catching up. What was the lap times again? Yeah, 0.8 of a second. So that gap is still slowly coming down. Golden Brownie pulled a second over Cooper, so I do feel like Cooper's tyres are going, and as I say that, he's sliding his way through that double left through the infield here. So extra wear on them. What would it have been? It would have been on the right hand side tyres. Would have been getting all the heat running through them. Just firing them out a little bit more. So Staffy really is putting that pressure on Brucey. He's picked up another half second. Was that the half second I just said about? I think it might have been the half second I just said about. But he has dropped off a bit from Staffy, so I reckon he's picked up another one. This is unfortunate there for Brucey, because he could have done without that to keep up with Staffy and move forward. And Jay there, he is closing in on Brucey. He's setting mid 49s. Brucey's setting high 49s in the 50s, and the last couple aren't going to be too good in the 51s. Don't say that's another penalty, Brucey. On the exit of the chicane. Looks like you're a lucky boy there. Didn't get that penalty. Fast JMS, he's not too far ahead of RCMB. So will RCMB have enough time? I don't think Fast is going to make it on that tyre wear. I reckon he's got about 2 laps left. It's going to be very close for Fast. If he has to come into the pit again, he may end up battling with Ice for the last lap or so. Just flicking through. He's got well out ahead of. Oh, someone's come into the pit. Ice has come into the pit. Has he come in to put on a set of softs and go for that fastest lap? We shall see. Has he had enough tyre wear there to make it to the end? Enough fuel by the looks of it. That same amount of fuel as what Scott and Golden Brownie has got. What was his lap time? 49.9. Staffy 49.5. So another 4 attempts caught up by Staffy. He has slowed down now. The catching up was I think Cooper has been not really any like drastically bad laps. Bit of lag there between for Cooper there, but yeah, just Staffy's just been really consistent there. 1 lap in the 50s, but last 10 laps all in the 49s. Really good to see there from Stuffy. Brucey there, yeah, 154. Must have been that they had that 5-second penalty. Just dropped off the back end of Seffi. There's someone spinning. That was Ice. What was Ice doing there? I saw him spinning. I think it was on this little left-hander. Lovely little 360 there from Ice. In through this left-hander. And then trying to get it back on track. Luckily he's got no one else around him. So if Fast did need to pit, he's got plenty of space behind him now. Between him and Ice. RCMB will get past him without doubt. It's going round another time, so is he hoping just to make it that one more lap to get onto the final lap and not have to worry about a penalty for running more than one lap on red worn tyres. And so this is where the race is between Stuffy and Cooper. Let's jump on board with Stuffy. You can see there that gap, obviously it was about, I think about 8 seconds at one point. There's about 4 seconds between him and Brucey's about 4 seconds behind Cooper, so Stuffy's done a really decent job in the second half. The same as Scott, they've both just really done well the second half in that Porsche. Scott's obviously just pulled away from Golden Brownie in second, and Stuffy's made up one place. Could he try and make it up two? He's got, I would say, 2 more laps to go, so I think it will be lap 33 before checkered flag comes out. But Cooper's probably going to be a little bit worried. He's got more than enough fuel. I did think he put too much fuel in when he pitted with only about 20 odd minutes to go. I think he was probably going to have to just put about just over half a tank and been absolutely fine. But yeah, we've got, I'd say, 2 laps to go, coming across the line with just over 2 minutes or so of the race. So yeah, Lucy Alex picked up another 5-second penalty. He's going to be close to having Jay up behind him, battling for this 5th place. Here's Brucey. Obviously just these medium tyres just not giving him the grip he needs. And Jay being on them softs, he's worn them softs down fairly quickly. Seeing how late he came in. RCMB's done the same. He only pitted, I think, lap 21 I think it was he pitted. So yeah, he's really worn them tyres down. Fast service, he had a pixel of white on his front left by the looks of it as he came across the line, so he is still within the rules and regulations for the race. There it goes, that front left has just given up on him. It will be down to the cords now. Really not going to be giving him any grip. There you go, into the ball. RCMB's obviously got past him because he's just got no grip. Front end damage now. Ice there, he started lap 32. Sorry, it'd be 30. No, it'd be 33 for some of the guys, and some will be finishing lap 32. Scott will get round for another lap. His fuel light's flashing, so hopefully he'll have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. I'm sure he'll be able to just put it into a higher fuel map if it is required. Golden Brownie, let's have a look to see if he's going to make it round. Yes, he will. Another 30 seconds left on the time clock to go. Cooper and Stuffy, they're going nose to tail as they're coming out onto the final lap. Stuffy pulls to the right hand side. He's already got past Cooper as they cross to start the last lap. Stuffy's just got to pull to the right hand side, not let Cooper go to the left, to the right of him. Just cuts his nose off. Does Stuffy. That was a good, brave move to leave that door open on the inside there. But Stuffy knew that he had it covered. With Cooper's tyres already burning out. Looks like RCMB will be the first to finish the race in 7th place. I'm just keeping my eye on that top left to see if it does change between Stuffy and Cooper. Fast MS will finish on the cords in 8th place. and Ice will finish in 9th. I'll just jump back to this battle for 3rd place. I think Brucey and Jay, there's a bit of a gap between them two, but Staffy's been able to hold out ahead of Cooper so far this lap. But Cooper will have the drive potentially coming out of that tunnel. He can keep close enough to Staffy with that slipstream and make the move. And Ice is finished. I missed that one. I thought that was his marker. Sorry, Ice. Do apologise for not seeing you cross the line. But Staffy looks like he's going to be able to hold on to that 3rd spot. But here comes Scott, your winner for the final round at Grand Valley. And it will be Golden Brownie. Looks like he will come home in 2nd place. Here, and you'll just see the headlights of Staffy and Cooper behind. There they are. Staffy, is he going to make it ahead of Cooper? Yes, he will. So Staffy will finish 3rd. Cooper will finish in 4th place. Great battle there at the end of the race. And now racing covered by mere tenths of a second. Brucey will come home to finish in 5th place, and Jay will come to finish in 6th. Obviously, stay around. I'll get this back to the grid and I'll go through the standings for the season. Here we go, and tell you the winner overall. So, in 17th place, he done 1 round at Dragon Trail Gardens, was Idle 4 Gaming. In 16th was Panos in the Jag. So we had 2 Jag drivers there. They've done a couple of races. So Panos done the first 2. In 15th we had Harold in the Ferrari. So it was Cooper's teammate. In 14th we had Brucey in the Mercedes on 59 points. Harold had 35. In 13th we had Welly, also on 59 points, and teammate to Fast MS. In 12th we had Don, also on 59 points. He was in the Jag. In 11th we had Benji on 63 points. In 10th place we had RCMB on 65 points. In 9th we had Cooper in the Ferrari on 66. In 8th we had Surfer in the Genesis on 69, a great number to finish on. In 7th we had Staffy on 81 points. Just 2 points ahead of him was Ice on 83 points. And in 5th place we had Jahenio on 95. In 4th place we have Fast JMS on 117. Just 3 points above him we had Brinky on 120. In 2nd place we only have 2 left to go for the season, Golden Brownie and Scott, and it was Golden Brownie in 2nd on 130 points, and the runaway leader for the season was Scott on 168. Well done, Scott, for the championship of the League 2 Infinity Season 11, and hope to all see you for Season 12. I think that's March, April time next year. Until then, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.